No, I'm not happy with Boeing. It takes them a long time to do, Air Force One. We gave that contract out a long time ago. It's a fixed price contract, and I'm not happy with the fact that it's taking so long. And we may do something else. We may go and buy a plane or get a plane or something, but I'm not happy with the fact that it's taking Boeing so long. There's no excuse for it. And they had a fixed price contract. I made that deal. And now they're losing a lot of money, and they'd like to see if they can, up the price. But I make fixed price deals. I don't like time and material deals.
Sir, the only other commercial aircraft maker that could make a plane that big is Airbus. Would you consider
No,
buying it?
I would not consider Airbus over Boeing, no. But I could buy one that was used and convert it. I could buy one from another country, perhaps, or get one from another country. So we're looking at other alternatives.
So Trump is about to accept a $400 million gift from the royal family of Qatar in the form of a Boeing 747 Jumbo 8 plane. Even if this was just going to be used as a temporary upgrade for Air Force One until Boeing completes the new ones, it would still be a bribe. But what gets worse is that right before Trump leaves office, if he actually does, in 2027, this is going to be signed over to the Trump Library Foundation for Trump's personal use, which means he is going to get to keep this $400 million aircraft as a gift from a foreign head of state. The current minimal value for the Emoluments Clause is $480. So Trump is going to tack 6 extra zeros onto that. And normally what you would have to do in this situation is pay the government back the value of that item. So in Trump's mind, somehow donating the plane to his own foundation counts as paying the government back for this bribe. I cannot wait to see what kind of quid pro quo Qatar gets through this. So we're going to have to keep an eye out on everything that Qatar does with the United States going forward. I mean, this couldn't have anything to do with the $5.5 billion beachside golf resort that the Trump organization is building in Qatar, right?
How is this not bribery by the President of the United States? Donald Trump is about to get a $400 million gift from Qatar. It's called the Palace in the Sky. Supposedly, they're going to announce this next week. He's going to be accepting a super luxury Boeing 747-8 series jumbo jet from the royal family of Qatar, a gift that is to be available to be used by President Donald Trump as the new Air Force One until shortly before he leaves office. Now, we all know this has to be bribery, right? Not so fast, according to his DOJ. Anticipating those questions, White House counsel's office and the Department of Justice drafted an analysis for Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth, concluding that it is legal for the Department of Defense to accept the aircraft as a gift and later turn it over to the Trump Library, and that it does not violate laws against bribery or the Constitution's prohibition of any U.S. government official accepting gifts from any king, prince, or foreign state. Sure. And what did Pam Bondi say about all of this? Pam Bondi and Trump's top White House lawyer, David Warrington, concluded it would be, quote, legally permissible, end quote, for the donation of the aircraft to be conditioned on transferring its ownership to Trump's presidential library before the end of his term. Take a look at the details behind it being, quote, transferred. Yeah, we all know Donald Trump will follow the rules to the T when it's time to transfer, right? Right. Both the White House and the DOJ concluded that because the gift is not conditioned on any official act, it does not constitute bribery, the sources said. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. We have a sitting president that actually knows how to go to his Department of Justice and get them to give him a permission slip that allows him to commit crimes like bribery. I would love to see their so-called legal analysis on how this isn't bribery, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't exist. This is just them, once again, doing anything they can to please Donald Trump so that they can continue to get away with the corruption they themselves are committing. I see through this. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, we have to do the hard work, which is to continue to get the truth out there to make sure everyday Americans understand that this administration is doing an outstanding job looking out for themselves and defrauding us, the American people. Make sure you continue to put pressure on these elected officials and let them know we will not let their spin win.
The left is so angry today on Mother's Day. Why are they angry on Mother's Day? Because Donald Trump got a gift from Qatar, and it's a plane. And you know what? A plane from country to country is not a huge gift, number one. When you got billions and trillions in economies, a $400 million plane is more like giving a pair of shoes to your cousin for Christmas. Don't play games, people. Don't play games. President Donald J. Trump can receive whatever gift he wants from anybody. That is actually how it works. Pam Bondi said it's legal. The Department of Justice already came out and said it's legal. And guess what, leftists? If you don't like it, elections have consequences. Was it legal when Hunter Biden took positions on boards in Ukraine, in Burisma? Was that legal when Joe Biden then went and got the prosecutor who was investigating it fired and held aid from the government of the United States over the government of Ukraine to get that prosecutor fired? Was that legal? Was it legal when Joe Biden ran money through his children and through his cancer foundation at Penn from China? Was that legal? Was all of that legal? Because I don't think it was legal. You want to talk about corruption? Donald J. Trump had $10 billion when he started this. Now he's got something like $4 billion. This man has lost money being president. He has not made money being president. He has lost money. So, Qatar is going to give Donald Trump a plane for a gift because Boeing can't seem to get it together and build this man a jet that can actually carry him. The Air Force One has been in use since 1990. That's not safe for the president of the United States. So yeah, Qatar is going to give him a jet. And no, Jamie Raskin, with your raggedy ass hair on your head, he does not need congressional approval to accept the gift just because you're mad that you don't get to ride the jet. Don't worry. Don't worry, Jamie. You can go ride Kamala Harris's jet. Blow the whistle, right? Like Too Short. Go ahead. You will get to ride something, Jamie. I don't know. Maybe call Cory Booker, see if he'll let you take a ride. But in any case, it's not corruption. Y'all are the party of corruption. Donald J. Trump is doing nothing but helping this country and making it wealthy and great again. And if you got a problem with it, well, guess what? Try to win the next election. Try to not put up a woman for the next election who only has the qualification of getting down on her knees and going full on Lindsey Graham on Willie Brown. All right? Just come on now, people. Don't be stupid. This is legal. This is not corruption. And guess what? If you're mad about it, stay mad because we won and you lost.
So Qatar is gifting Trump a flying palace. And notice I said Trump because it's not going to the office of the president because they're making it a gift for the Air Force for now. And then, no later than January 1st, 2029, they are transferring it to Trump's presidential library. It is a gift for Trump, not the office of the president. And don't worry, they had somebody look into this. They asked Pete Hegseth, and he said, yep, that's fine. Totally legal, because Pete Hegseth knows things. Even though the Constitution blatantly said U.S. government officials cannot accept gifts from any king, prince, or sovereign nation, which in this case is all three. You know, there's this moment in 30 Rock where they have a government official in a room, and there's water dripping from the room, and they're like, I think there's a leak up there. He goes, no, we looked into it. It's not a leak. That's what we're dealing with here. No, it's not a gift. It's fine. We looked into it, and it's fine. And Trump's already toured the plane. So he's already been through it, and he's calling it a flying palace. God knows how much gold is in this plane. And he toured it because it's already been in the U.S. He toured it while it was in Palm Beach in February. So this is not a new deal coming down the works. This has been in place for a while. We're just finding out about it. Anyway, happy Sunday. Let me know what you think about this and everything else, and I'll be back with more updates in a little bit. Okay.
On this beautiful Mother's Day, I'd like to thank the country of Cuba, who I will be calling Daddy, because they gave me a new jet. You know, I feel like a rich, hot princess like Ivanka, because they're giving me a big, beautiful jet which I will use as an improved Air Force One. We're going to call it Trump Forces Sex on Women One, just sort of for better branding. And it's such a beautiful gift because after I'm president, if I decide to give up the presidency, because I think people are going to want me to stay president forever, it will then become my private jet, which is, it's going to go to, I don't know, some library foundation. I don't even like books. What the hell are we going to do with a Trump presidential library? But it's going to go to a library foundation, which will just happen to let me use the plane. Remember that little guy on Fantasy Island? The plane, the plane. That's what I said when they told me about this. I was so excited I turned into a little Mexican tiny person. Who would wouldn't it be great if we could deport the Mexicans like that? You should have punt them over the wall if they were like those little tiny types. But no, some of them are big. They got big calves, they do big drugs, and, they do big crimes, and we gotta stop them. But I'd like to thank, they're telling me it's pronounced Qatar. Well, it looks like Qatar. I guess I'm like Qatar Hero. Remember that video game? That's what I am, because Qatar, Qbert, however they pronounce it, they're giving me a plane, and we love it, and we're going to fly it, and we're going to do tremendous Mile High Club, obviously. Hot immigrants will be able to, as part of their gold membership immigration, $5 million, will also be able to join the presidential Mile High Club, because we have a rule: no wives, especially if they're named melatonin. So thank you to the great country of Qatar, Qbert, Queen's Gambit, whatever the hell your name is. And I'm sure we agreed not to look for any bugs or surveillance equipment, sort of as a, sort of scout's honor, just sort of as a way of trusting. So I'm sure they haven't put anything on the plane. And, it's just, we trust them. That's my new national security. Snapchat with Pete Hegseth, and trusting Qbert to not try to, do anything on my new plane. So thank you for this new gift. It's Mother's Day, but I feel like a happy girl today. Thank you.